This is Water Elemental, and you're kind of wondering, if you didn't read the title, what I'm playing. This is Yu-Gi-Oh! Legends of Duelist... What is it called? Legacy of Duelists. Hey, how about you remember the name when you record? Anyways, this is the newest Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, just came on PS4, Xbox One. 20 bucks, pretty cheap. Does come with 5 DLC. I don't know if you can see it. Yep, I can pull it up. Comes with 5 DLC packs. I don't think they're worth it yet, but if you need extra decks or if there's cards you're looking for, $5 each, not a big deal. But the game itself is pretty good, I have to say, for 20 bucks, especially a game that boasts itself having 6,600 cards. Very, very good. Has an awesome campaign mode I was excited for. It has the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, GX, 5Ds, Zero, and Arc V. I really love GX. I love the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Series. The stories were good. I've been playing a bit, trying to get past all the tutorials, but they bleed into a lot of stuff. But you can see there's a good amount of campaign. In each one of these, you can actually play reverse mode, where you play as the opponent. So instead, if you want to play with Kaiba's deck in one match, or you want to play as Weevil or the Herpy Lady, it all depends. The problem is, you can kind of tell that it's going to skip around a lot, and one of my first complaints is there's no voice acting, and it's all kind of told in really short, summarized interactions. It skips through a lot of story, so you're kind of going in just to have the nostalgia playing with those characters' decks. So we'll go in and we will test out the Heart of the Cards. Ooh, yeah, cancel. So yeah, this robot comes up. He looks like a ripoff of Numberman from, you know, Mega Man Battle Network and Johnny 5. No, not Johnny 5. The one from Lost in Space. So you can see kind of just a little bit of back and forth, blah, 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 summarizing the first part. And then he kind of comes in and butts in and explains stuff like, Kaiba stormed out to the Grandpa store. What they could have done, this is a PS4 game. You could have taken a little bit more effort to kind of get some cutscenes or something, take some shorts from the TV show, something other than just static. Because if you want someone to enjoy the campaign mode, give us more than this cutout mumbo jumbo. I'm gonna skip this. To kind of tell the story, and the whole purpose for me buying this was I wanted to relive the show and be able to play those like iconic matches. So playing it and just like, blah, 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 here's the backstory of like 15 episodes, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. The second thing is really cool is you can go into it with the story deck, which is the deck kind of close to what they played when you watch the show, or you can go in with a user deck. I am going to run through this probably with just the story deck. Building my own deck will be fun, and there is a lot of play. There's online multiplayer, and there's a lot you can do. So you can do a lot of fun stuff with that. Very colorful, very bright. When we get into the game, you'll see the UI. Very crisp, very clean. It is a PS4 game. I think it's meant mainly for memory and like usability over graphics, because look at that great texturing and all that cool 3D space in the oh no, I don't want to surrender. I love that they actually have the detail of you have to put your hand on your deck to surrender, even though a lot of people will think that that's how you draw. Did they revise the rule? I just noticed you don't get to draw on your first turn anymore. I haven't played since GX, the last GX set with the Cyber Dragon or whatever, so they could have changed stuff that I'm not familiar with. Some things that I noticed with this game is, like you could see, that card wasn't a card from the original set. So they kind of spliced in new cards with the older cards so they would be a little bit more usable for new players. But the power level is extremely different. When I played in tournaments a lot. Being in a tournament, I would be able to play, not be able to, but you were restricted to certain cards only being limited to 1. In this case, the Exodia cards limited to 1. Dark Hole was limited to 1. I've seen matches where Black Hole there's 3 Black Holes. I got 2 Raigekis. You know, there's a lot of stuff that you're seeing multiple stuff that you shouldn't have. Graceful Charity was another card where you only were allowed one in the deck. Some cards weren't even allowed at all. Now, that being said, since this game is supposed to mirror the... How do you describe it? It's supposed to mirror classic duels. I think that they kind of went a little leeway on it, but it was a little too much. It was like, why do I need 3 Swords Revealing Light? But again, to make a certain deck work like this, which is a control deck, trying to get Exodia, the Forbidden One, where you get 5 cards in your hand, you win the game. Oh, this is awesome. They actually have animations for when a iconic character attacks. Just a side note, didn't think I'd actually get to demonstrate that on screen. But back to my tangent is, yeah, there's a lot of cards that we shouldn't have been seeing, but we did. We'll do swords. And that's my problem. As someone who played with that restriction list and had that constantly revolving thing of certain cards that were banned, seeing cards that were restricted being 3 of feels dirty to me. I know that they probably, over time, more cards have been added and certain cards were allowed to have 3 of. Like, see, 2 Swords of Revealing Light. Ridiculous. I'm not used to that. I think my controller's, like, pinging at me. I don't like this. Aha! Summon Skull! What disappoints me is Summon Skull is an iconic character and he doesn't get an animation. But, you know, can't pick or choose. There's 6,600 cards. I'd say about half of those are creatures. You can't model every single one of them, especially, like, really, really crappy, like, garbage commons. Sorry I'm taking a slow amount of time, but I'm trying to explain what I like and dislike about this game. Everything is very, very cool, though. You don't have to click on the cards. Every card you hover over, you can use the right analog stick to scroll up and down. You can read the card's effect. You could really quickly go between cards. If you wanted a close-up, you can actually show details. They're all watermarked. I don't know why they're watermarked, but they're all watermarked. I think they're to remind me the game I'm playing, because derp. I forgot it when we were playing. Summon Skull to attack. Rawr. Ah. Boo. So that's pretty much the main part of combat and the actual gameplay with the game. Phases, very quickly, I don't know if I mentioned it, going from one phase to another is very, very fast. There's no slowdown unless you have trap cards, when the game is going to constantly ask you if you would like to play a card, but there's not really anything you can do. The game, oh, Raigeki, perfect timing. The opponent, you know, will play a card and you need that certain amount of time to actually respond to it. And again, I prefer a system where if the player is, you know, playing a card you have like a certain amount of time to, so it's smooth enough that it will give you that pause, but it's not like, do you want to do this? Oh, you played a card, you want to do this? Oh, you want to play a card, you want to do this? And it's just like every time, it's like putting a card down, I'm going to be seeing that, and would you like to do this screen more than actually be playing the game. But that's my one gripe, and with Yu-Gi-Oh! You kind of need that, because the chain is a very finicky monster of a system. Ooh, I'm gonna put down Kribo. Boop. And we're gonna attack. But yeah, you can see it's running fairly smoothly. The animations for actually attacking is pretty cool. They explode. They go to the graveyard. It's very clear on what's going on. And when it's your opponent's turn, it doesn't take long. They know exactly what they want to do. I know some AI in some card games, they like ponder existence. It's like, what is the most optimal play? Boop, boop, boop. War games, robots, would you like to play a game? Man, I am not drawing any of the cards I drew last time. I drew probably about 8 cards in a row with this deck one time. It was pretty silly. So we're going to attack that. One thing I thought was very fun about the older Yu-Gi-Oh games was the fact that they had like the cheesy animations, but back then the card selection was very limited. But I'm still pressing square excuse me, pressing square to try to trigger the animations. Oh man, I'm so close. Sorry, this game I thought would be a little bit more exciting, but this deck sucks. We might move on to a different series, see if we can check out some fun stuff, and I can show you some other features. And we'll end the turn. Oh, ooh, yeah, screw you. You're a very bad card. The thing I love about this is it's bringing me back. I'm seeing a lot of cards that I remember thinking they were good back in the day, and even then they weren't good. Horned Imp was one of them. I was like, Horned Imp, that thing is great. You know, it's 13, 1000. You know, it's super, super good. But you know, as you progress, I attacked in the wrong order. But going back and playing against other decks that were of that genre or that set type, they go back into context, and you know which cards are good. Summon Skull is a decent card. Sacrifice one creature, 25,000 attack, 12 defense, fiend type, very solid. Swords Revealing Light, still very good. Dark Hole, so good. So I get to kind of relive that like nostalgia of those seasons in that set and go back to essentially my childhood, and it's great. No complaints whatsoever about, you know, them being able to bring back the nostalgia of sitting in my local card shop for the first time right when Labyrinth of Shadows, I think it was. I can't remember. It was the third or fourth set. The set Jinzo came out in, if Yu-Gi-Oh! Or nerds ever remember that. One away? Fuck. Probably gonna kill him before I'm actually gonna be able to get Exodia. Complaint: there is no Exodia animation. Boo! If you get Exodia, you need an animation. But again, going back to, I'm jumping around because it's like 1 in the morning while I record this, and my mind's jumping around. It is though. It's kind of a bummer that you know, you can't get it, certain. Exodia is like one of the most well-known cards. I wonder if the God cards are in this too. But it's the nostalgia factor. 20 bucks for a game that has a lot of cards and essentially a lot of replay value. You can play online. You can build decks. I think a lot of the older sets won't be good, but either way, it's still a lot of content. And I don't think I'll be playing online, but I think I'll definitely play the reverse matches where I'll play like Kaiba's deck or play someone from the GX series, and I can actually learn about what the story mode is for the newer series, because I've been curious about it, even though it's looks dumb. Something about a circus? I saw a trailer before I played this because I was curious about it. I'm like, what is this new series? I haven't even heard of it. So, yeah, that's my gripe. But hey, it's a lot of value. The sound effects are great. The art is very clean. I know I complained about them being stiff monsters. Oh, hello, Yugi. I am Maximilian Pegasus. Oh, I can't do that voice. You get card rewards whenever you beat someone. They change. So I think I got... Oh, if you press regular, you can actually add it to your deck. So yeah, you can play the same story mode over and over again and get cards. And Duelist points, it's the triangle with 8,000 on it. You can actually use that to buy cards. Now, there are card packs depending on how far you get into the story mode. So story mode is kind of required to play. Not a big deal. You should probably be playing the story mode as you go on. We'll grab a couple here from the GX series. I unlocked this in a previous recording, but I just was playing through a tutorial while I was talking, so that was not fun whatsoever. Opening a pack, very satisfying in a way. Ooh. But, what? Cybersaurus wasn't in GX. And neither was Steel Ogre Grotto #1. That's the thing about it, is these packs don't reflect essentially the set or the series itself. The Cyberblader and the Fusion or Revoked Fusion, those fit the series, but you know, other cards, it's filler and they don't really go by the sets of the card game. It's more or less whatever we need to throw in. Battle Ox is another one. Other than that, a lot of... Oh, wow. She was a promo. I remember her from a long time ago. It is interesting, though. You can, again, like I said... Oop, how do I get out of here. You can build your own decks. What's also cool is you have 32 deck slots. 32. That's really cool. But if you go and build a deck, you can actually go into pre-con decks and, you know, play with a deck from a famous star. Unknown cards, limited cards. Can I use this deck? Or is this... Oh, these are recipes for decks. I don't think I can actually play that because I don't have the cards. I thought that you unlocked the actual deck and you could only use it in story mode, but derp, I didn't know. It wasn't very clear about it. There's one other thing I really want to do, and that is Battle Pack mode. You can unlock a Battle Pack, and I'm guessing this is like a sealed deck where you kind of do a sealed draft. That's something I'm interested in. I love sealed events. That's why I love Hex, is because they have a fun way of doing it. But this is very... There's a tutorial mode right here. Why do you make me go through the campaign and do tutorials? What my final thoughts on this game, I will be playing a lot of this. Just every now and again, I feel like picking up a quick card game, bing, bang, boom, play a couple of, you know, nostalgia things. And it has a lot of completion to it. If I'm saying there's what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. 25 per episode. That's 25, 50, 75, 100, 125 base challenges. Most of them, I'm guessing you can do reverse swap, where you can play as the opponent. So that's 50 matches you can recreate, or 50 per event, but I'm guessing that some decks will repeat. And you also have the DLC if you need more decks and more cards. That's another stuff you can add. And there's probably going to be more DLC as the time progresses. Very cool. Very, very happy with this. For $20, I'm kind of giddy about this. Is the best way to describe it. It's great, and I really recommend you guys picking it up. And I might play some more on camera, or like a stream or something. Maybe not a stream. Maybe not good enough for that. But it's a great kind of way for people like me who've gotten out of Yu-Gi-Oh! To just give it another shot, see how it is, and kind of relive that old person childhood, even though I'm 24 years old. But that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Legend of the Duelist. $20 Steam, or not on Steam, Xbox and PS4. Check it out. I really recommend it. There's nothing else I can really say. Pick it up, have some fun, and send your opponents to the Shadow Realm, because it's time to duel! Alright, try to be more creative. See you guys in the next video.